Okay. Hi, this is Hank. This is a quick little walkthrough of the garden. Anyway, this is the curved fence that I built. This used to be in the front yard. It was all just dead. And of course the fence is curved in cedar. It's a little bit overgrown. I have to deal with this. We had some serious rains and floods. This over here is a skid containing a delivery. Doesn't matter. Look at those beans. That's Dolichos lablab purpurea, grown from seeds. I've got a long story about those seeds, but I'm not going to tell it here. It's just spilling over the fence. Those are pole beans, obviously, and they're going to just be covered with these beautiful purple orchid flowers, and then these beautiful red bean pods. Let's go in. So this, I got to get some new garage doors at some point. Oh boy, walking through the beans. Okay. I don't know how to build a gate. I think there's something symbolic about that. I know how to build fences, but I don't know how to build gates. I wonder what Freud would say about that. Anyway, let's step in over the Mr. McGregor barrier, which keeps the dog in. All my hoses, we're stepping in. This is, these were existing pomegranate trees that I think I planted many years ago with my mother, maybe 40 years ago. Punica granatum. This is really fascinating. Let's see. That's going to be a little pomegranate right there. A couple of them. There's one right there. It's just covered. Also, there's beautiful flowers. Like that's one of the little pastures. Some fruit. Anyway, the Romans called the Carthaginians the Punicae because they were Phoenician. Phoenicae, Punicae. I think it was Cato the Elder who stood in the Senate and between the First and the Second Punic War, and he ended every speech with, actually I think it was between the Second and Third Punic War, he ended every speech with Carthago delendo est, Carthage should be destroyed. And what he did was he held up this enormous pomegranate, Punicae granatum, Punica granatum, and he said this was grown 3 days from here. Carthago delendo est. Just greed and power. So these are my Carthago delendo est Punicae, Punica granatums. They're beautiful, and they just love the heat and the dry, and we're getting plenty of water. So anyway, these are my Dolichos lablab potting bench. On the potting bench, not a whole lot of interesting stuff at this point. Some Salvia officinalis from seeds. I grow a lot of seeds. Some Lantana texensis cuttings. There's another pomegranate cutting. A little pelargonium. Some stuff. Salvia officinalis. Artichokes. They're kind of slow growing. Anyway, my potting bench, I got to do something with this. This is all got flooded and dirt came in and weeds. Lycopersicum tomatoes. Just a whole mess back here. Some grapes, and I got to deal with this. Next video, it will not look like this. All these pots on the ground aren't supposed to be here. They're, when I built the decks, there was a little bit of this wild Cypernus alternifolius, or Cypernus involucratus, I think. It's umbrella papyrus, or umbrella sedge. Cypernus is just the Greek word for sedge. This is just umbrella sedge, umbrella papyrus. Anyway, I dug it all up and split it up very carefully, potted it, watered it. Now I have dozens of these, so they'll be beautiful. Very nice. Zinnia elegans. There's some Datura metal subspecies purpurea from seeds. Everything's from seeds. Anyway, enough of that. Lots of tomatoes over there. Some Buddleia, some Alcea rosea, Alcea ficifolia, and then of course my little stash of catnip, Nepeta cataria, all from seeds. I had this wonderful cat named Atun, and he's dead now, but he would sit there and just eat the catnip. I thought that was fine. Anyway, he is missed. This is my little columpia, different caladiums and various things. Kind of a mess. I got to deal with that. We're walking through. Okay. So what's interesting here? The gardenias are still going. What a magnificent smelling wonderfulness. God, I wish you could smell that. Some 4 o'clocks. Over here's a bunch of seeds of some lime basil that does really great here. Interestingly enough, I don't know if you know, it smells just like limes. It'd be great in a mojito. I don't drink, so, if I did, I'd have a mojito with this stuff. What's interesting is, regular basil is Ocimum basilicum. It's an old world plant, Europe and whatnot, basil, basilicum. This is called lime basil, but it's not actually Ocimum basilicum. It's Ocimum americanum or something like that. It's not a basil, although, well, it's a native, it's North American, it's a New World plant. Anyway, it just thrives here, and it smells wonderfully. God, I think I want to smell some. Oh God, that's so nice. There's a muscadine grape stick that I've been working on. It looks like it's rooted, and this should put out some nice bronze-colored. These are not vinifera. These are not European wine grapes. These are American muscadines, bronze-colored, delicious, but not for wine. Some stuff. My little fountain, I don't have it on. What's over here? Melissa officinalis is my, oh, that smells good too. Lemon balm. Even better. Melissa officinalis. Some Justicia grandiana. Some Tritoma. Back in here, I don't know if you can see the idea. I put these furring strips. You can see back in there. This is my Confederate jasmine. I don't know if you know, down here, the Asian jasmine that's so common is a ground cover and has a beautiful scented flower is Trechilospermum, I think I'm saying that right, Trechilospermum asiaticum or something like that. This is not that. This is very closely related. You can see it there. This is Trechilospermum jasminoides, Confederate jasmine, star jasmine sometimes. Each should cover this whole fence in no time, a couple of years, and each should smell like, well, good. I don't know what it would smell like. It'll smell like Confederate jasmine. It'll be great. All this is from seeds. There's some, I'm going to build a crazy thing on this post. It's not built yet. When it's built, you'll say, wow, that Hank guy is insane. Or you'll say, wow, I want one of those. Or you'll say, God, Hank is beautiful. I want him. Any one of those reactions is fine. Wait till you see it. Maybe I'll build it today. We'll see. Anyway, let's see. Decks, fences, dog asleep back there. I'm going to be planting all in here. And then there'll be a path right through here. Outdoor shower. Still working on the corners. Haven't done anything on those corners. But I did get this back fence built. I've got some Musa paradisica, some bananas, plantains. I know a lot of people think they're quite unattractive, and maybe they are, but I've got this pit here, and I've been working on these cuttings from these plantains, and I think I'm just going to fill this area here with large, we'll see, maybe not, fence. You can see where there's 2 coats of oil on this fence, and only 1 coat here, and this is all puttied, and this is not, and you can see anyway. Mr. McGregor, yeah, buddy. God, I love you so much. We've been together a long time. I love you, buddy. Okay. Gosh, you're wonderful. I love you. Fence. Okay, again, no gate. I don't know how to build a gate, but there'll be a gate here. This will be house. Let's go out and look at the. Ow! Damn it. That didn't feel good. All right, let's go out here. You could see my Citrullus lanatus, the watermelon. I've got a whole bunch of it. It's just covered with fruit. Just walking up, there's a small one. It's just filled with fruit in here, and it's spilling out. There's one ready to eat. There's one ready to eat. It's just filled. It's unbelievable. To give you an idea. So the watermelon harvest is going to be nice. This is Dolichos Lab Purpurea on my little building, my little structure. It's fantastic. In another week or so, this will be covered with flowers and then beans. It's 15, 20 feet high. Gosh, I think that's beautiful. I like this shape. Anyway, and you can see the vines just reaching out for anything. Anyway, watermelon, Dolichos. There we go. Next, I've got cages on all my tomatoes. There's a bunch of tomatoes in here. Some are not doing so well with the shock of the moving around from the caging, but I've got some yellow cherries. Where are those? There's some yellow cherries. I've got some heirlooms in there. There's lots of tomatoes in there. There's a lot of green ones covered. This is Helianthus, Russian mammoth, Russian sunflowers. These are my bush beans, not pole beans, obviously. I planted those last time. Now they're up. I need to thin them, but they're going to be beautiful. This is Salvia nemorosa. There's some discussion about that. It's Salvia sylvestris. I don't know, woodland sage. Linnaeus called it Salvia nemorosa, and that's good enough for me. And this is my Achillea from seed again, and it's just so soft. It's not what you expect. It's remarkable, and it thrives in the heat. All right, this is over here my box with various interesting things. The shard's starting to wilt down. I don't know if you know. Okay, over here is beets. Beets are genus, species, Beta vulgaris. Beets, Beta vulgaris. Right next to them is broccoli, Brassica oleracea romanesco. There's a lot of Brassica oleraceae, but we're talking about beets, Beta vulgaris. Now, over here is Swiss chard. Swiss chard is Beta vulgaris, subspecies Kikla. So Swiss chard and beets are the same thing. One is just grown for its tuberous root, and one is just grown for its flavorful leaves. So in between I've got my butternut squash, which looks a little wilted. I need to get a little water on this. And of course my Brassica, which in this case is Romanesco. There are a number of things that are Brassica oleracea, and that's the exact same species. And they're all Brassica oleracea, and that is, and they all look just like this, except slightly different features. So this is Romanesco, but Brassica oleracea is also cabbage. It's also broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts and kohlrabi. I gotta do something in here. I'm not happy with this. This is my little seed Ocimum basilicum basil. It smells like basil. It's just, I think this is I don't think this is sweet basil. I think this is Genovese basil. I'm just gonna eat some of that. Yeah, in my mouth. That's nice. And of course Zinnia elegans. I just grow these Zinnia elegans they're just so wonderful. And the bugs love them, and I don't know, I just think they're beautiful. My dill, I don't know if you know this, but the seeds of dill are called, I believe, cumin. And the leaves are dill. So I've got a bunch of cumin. I think I'm right on that. There's some more living. It's getting a little warm. These are more Swiss chard, subspecies Kikla. These are my more Russian Helianthus. I don't know if you know this, sunflowers are a New World species, and they went back over to the Old World and then came back over to the New World. So explorers came over to the New World, found Helianthus, took the seeds back. The Russians got a hold of them, worked on them for a century or so. Now we have these Russian mammoths, which are beautiful, and I now get my seeds for sunflowers from Russia, which is crazy. Oh, is that a gourd? Well, okay, gotta go. This is some stuff. Who cares? Look at that. These are my gourds. Okay, but look right there. Here we go. It's kind of, oh wow, kind of early in the year for this. There's one. There's one. Wow, what happened? What did I miss? There's one back in there. I don't think you can see it. Maybe you can. My father would think this was hysterical. See, it's just going to grow over and take over all this. I think it's wonderful. Look at those feet. So the female flowers are dominant. Those are both going to be gourds. 2 female flowers. Note the ovaries. Fantastic. Ovaries. Inflated ovaries, gourd. Uninflated ovaries, ovaries. These are just male flowers. See, no ovaries. They pollinate. You should read Linnaeus's description of these plant structures. He describes, I think there's, oh, I don't want to get into it. It's too complicated, but I mean, you certainly understand it. But he describes things like, in this plant, there's 5 grooms and 1 bride in the bedroom. There are 12 grooms in the bedchamber and 2 brides. There are, he goes through the whole thing. These Helianthus, there's a lot of grooms and brides there. Compositae, used to be Compositae. I don't know if it's Compositae anymore. The botanists can't agree. Who cares? Look at that. Anyway, you can see my tufts. Probably need to mow again. I've got my olives, ilex, my pomegranate groves. They're young. More of these tufts for the little critters. And then over there, I don't know if you can see, there's some dirt that's misplaced. I planted a hedge of lemongrass and a hedge of Lantana texensis. So it should all be filled all up in here. Give it time. Anyway, finally moving over here to this side of the yard, I discovered after the last rain that this beautiful trumpet vine, I think it's called, I can't remember the name of this. Doesn't matter. This beautiful trumpet vine. This stuff will light your skin up. You don't want to touch this too much. But it's beautiful. Look at that. Anyway, it was covered, this whole mesquite tree. But as you can see, it's broken. And it's fallen against the roof and on the ground, on the house. What a mess. I need to deal with it. I don't feel like it. Alright, there's my Musa cuttings. Look at that. There's definitely life there. Definitely life there. There's another, 2 of those are coming out. Look at that. How did that happen? Fantastic. I thought these cuttings would die. I'm not giving up on this yet. I think something's going to happen here. But I've got at least 2. Anyway, there we go. Crepe myrtle. Good southern plant. And the back side of my fence. Anyway, this is not really a very good tour. I'm sorry. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.